Hello, hello. Welcome to Find Your Fit with Deanna. I'm Deanna, and welcome. Today, we are going to talk about how to get started. And really, when you think, I have no idea the first step, I don't even know where to begin. I just know I need to move more or I want to move more. And this is a really sticky place to be, right? That piece of trying to take that first step of climbing what feels like 1,000 stairs really feels sometimes insurmountable. But here's the good news, it's really not. All of us have had to take the first step in something. And many times we've had to take the first step again when we have fallen off track. So it's okay. So that's the first thing I want you to think about. It's okay that you don't know where to start. And let's talk about, I'm going to ask you 6 things. That's only 5. I'm going to ask you 6 things to just prompt where you might want to start. Okay. So first, I'll invite you just to think about what is it that you want out of a movement practice. What is it? Do you want social time? Do you want time on your own? Do you need cardio? Do you need to add some strength, some endurance? Are you looking for a new way to meet people? So what is it that you want out of your movement practice? Okay. And I'm going to really invite you just to jot down these questions and spend some time thinking about them and maybe brainstorming. And remember, if you think, I don't even know what I want, I'll invite you. And you don't even know how to get that going, start with the opposite. What do you not want? So, for example, maybe you don't want to join a team. You don't like being in the weight room. I don't know what that is for you. I want you to think about what you want. And if you have a tricky time getting started there, think about what you don't want. Sometimes just crossing off some of those things can help our brain get rolling on some of the other things. If you have done something, so question 2 or thought number 2 for you, what has worked for you before? In what way were you able to get moving in the past? Now, please don't only consider what is, let's say, sort of official or the should of the fitness activities, like it should look like this, it has to look like this, it must be a fitness class. That's not the way. I just want you to think about what got you moving in the past. Okay. What has worked before? Was it walking with a neighbor? Was it playing at the park with your kids? Was it because you used to play a sport in high school? I don't know what that is for you, but I want you just to think about where, the past experiences that have worked well for us. That'll leave clues as to what type of things we might consider trying again. Remember, you're never married to any of these ideas that you come up with. We just want to start when we're in that place of saying, goodness, I don't even know where to begin. Let's just get the juices flowing, right? And start to say, hey, what are some of the ideas that might get us taking that first step? As important as knowing what did work, what didn't work. This is prompt question thought number 3. What didn't work? So again, kind of I know I don't want to do this. So for many people, I have heard the attending a fitness class that was sort of a boot camp style was something that didn't work for me because I was so sore. I couldn't even, stand up off the toilet. We've all been there. Our legs are so sore. I couldn't even stand up off the toilet too. The next morning I was just so sore. And that for many folks, understandably, is just too much. Nobody's motivated, or not many folks are motivated by that type of discomfort and pain. So that if that was a clue, you've had an experience like that, it was, as I say, when I'm training my clients, I train a lot of other fitness leaders as well, and certifying, etc. It was too much, too soon, too fast, too many of the twos all at once. And that can lead to, yes, discomfort and muscle soreness. It can also lead to injury. So we really want to be careful with that. Number 3, what do you like to do? Number 4, what do you like to do? That's it. Sometimes we say, oh, what is this person telling me to do? What is my doctor? What is this influencer? What am I supposed to do? You know what you're supposed to do? You're supposed to do what you want to do. You're supposed to do what you like to do. So I want you to think about that. How do you like to move? Is it gentle yoga? Is it with a friend? Is it with a neighbor? Is it in a group? Is it, I don't know, we could just brainstorm all day long, right? But I want you to think about what do you like to do? Here's where sometimes folks are like, I don't really like to exercise. I don't like to move. So the behavior change prof in me then says, what do you like to do? Do you like to meet your friends for coffee? Awesome. Let's consider making a walk and coffee, so that if the coffee is the thing that you love to do, that's an external reward or an external extrinsic motivator, and it might just be the thing to get you all or get you to start moving, and then still enjoy that great coffee time with your friends. Okay, so what do you like in the movement space? And if you don't have anything in there yet, what are some of the other things that you like to do for fun? How could we fit in movement? How could we fit in movement so that the fun thing is the reward, right? That piece, right, is really kind of behavior change 101, right? We want to figure out how to reward ourselves to get ourselves moving in the things we don't really want to do, but we know that we need to do, and we all need to be physically active in some way, shape, or form, right? So number 5, I think I've got my numbers correct now, okay? What do you need to do? So this is now where we want to say, okay, I've thought about what do I want to do, the things I don't want to do, what do I like to do? And now I want to ask a hard question. What do you need to do? If you, let's say, for example, don't do any kind of strength training, whether that's with your body weight, with a weight, with a band, doing some, yoga has a big strength component to it, or a muscle endurance component to it. Pilates does as well. So if you don't do any of that sort of strength training work, to be honest, especially, if you're a person who is aging, we are all aging, muscle is the currency of aging, folks. Our longevity and our ability to live independently and live well and live long, not just live long, but live well and long, is tied to our muscle, our strength, our fitness level, and particularly holding on to that skeletal muscle, just the muscle that we have, right? So if you don't do any strength training, to be honest, we need to start. We need to get you to strength train. We need to get you to start lifting things. And if you think, strength training sounds gross and it sounds kind of scary, and there I go again. I'm not sure where to start. I just want you to think about, how do you move during your day? What do you do? Do you do laundry? I think, do you work in your garden? Start to pay attention to the times when you squat and stand, when you reach and lift. Those pieces are strengthening pieces, and we can actually begin to look at some of the everyday movement that you're doing already. If you're really thinking, you know what, strength training is not for me, I don't know where to start, I'm really not interested. Well, let's look at what you're doing during the day. Could we do a little bit more of that? If I've got to squat down and get my laundry basket and lift it up onto, the bed to put the laundry away, for example, then could you do that 5 times instead of just 1 time? It might sound a little bit silly, but it is all cumulative. All movement matters. All of it counts, and all of it is useful. Okay, so I want you to think about that. Here's my last question, number 6. What is the smallest step that you take that you can achieve to get you moving? So from what you're doing now to where you want to be, or where you think you want to be, and maybe where you think you want to be is simply just moving more, right? So it's just that piece of, how do I start moving? What's the smallest step? Could the smallest step be, I don't know the distance, but from my home to our mailbox, let's say. I have no idea. I'm not really good at estimating. Whatever that might be. Could I walk, instead of going this way and out, which I know you can't see, but this way and out, could I go the other way, which requires me to do kind of like a half lap around the park next door to get me to the mailbox? That's one way to just start to increase your steps, okay? Could you walk up your stairs a little bit more if that's something that's safe for you, right? Just starting to think about the smallest step to begin to increase your movement. As always, message me. And I didn't want this to be too long because I'm hoping you're able to get through it. Jot down those 6 questions, start to ponder those. If you have questions, of course, comment, share, message Deanna at deannalangfordcoaching.com. And I will see you soon. As always, of course, let me know what other fitness things you might be struggling with, you might like more information on, because I'm always happy to provide you with info that you need. We'll see you soon.